Do you remember this day? On this day, I was 2 weeks away from execution. I refused to pledge allegiance to Saddam Hussein. What happened in that prison, the torture, the humiliation, it was inhumane. The closer I got to my fate, the more I found myself thinking about the happiest days of my life. They were replaying in my head over and over. I was reliving them, remembering the smells, the colors, the taste, how it felt. These memories were never so precious. And right when I thought it was game over, the unexpected happened. The guards, when they saw that statue falling on TV, they unlocked the cells and fled. That statue falling literally saved my life. Fast forward a year, I'm an interpreter working for the US military. While we're not out on missions, building schools or interrogating terrorists, we'd be like, shoot the shit. We'd smoke hookah, we'd play cards. They'd tell me about what's life like in America. I was hoping it was like the show Friends. One time, I was in the back of Humvee talking to a soldier friend of mine. And he was asking me about Baghdad. He was actually asking about the girls. But when I told him how my dad smuggled books to the house between loaves and bread, and how my friend Ali disappeared after bad-mouthing the president, he was livid. He was like, what? How can they get away with that? But he was an American. What did he know? That work, rebuilding my country, the camaraderie, the friendships, were some of the happiest days of my life. Though it turns out that being an interpreter for the US military can get you on the insurgency kill list. One by one, interpreters disappeared or found beheaded in a ditch. I was lucky to survive. Yet I just couldn't quit. It felt too right to quit. So I moved to the military base and I never saw my family for another decade. A year later, with the help of my buddies from the army, I come to the United States on a political asylum. And first place I land was Manhattan. It was just like the show Friends. It was awesome. That was the happiest day of my life. Then fate brings me here to Minnesota. It was here when I saw democracy for the first time, when my friend took me to a town hall meeting. It was in Lakeville. There, something surreal happened. People from the far right to the far left stood up, spoke their mind. No one died. No one disappeared. Seeing democracy for the first time was like seeing a unicorn. It was the happiest day of my life. Then I got to see snow for the first time, and it was the happiest day of my life. And I gazed into the eyes of my love on our wedding night, and it was the happiest day of my life. The other day, I was at a friend's cabin up north, taking it all in like a true Minnesotan. And I was thinking, how the hell did I get so lucky? It could have been gratitude, it could have been optimism or perseverance. One thing, though, I know for sure, that the worst prison you can ever be in is not in Baghdad under Saddam. It is that in our own minds. And somewhere along the road, I broke free of mine. And I invite you today to do the same. And join me in realizing how lucky we are to live here in America, where we can wake up tomorrow morning and go have the happiest day of our life. The other day I was talking to my sister who lives in Saudi Arabia, and I was like, so what's life in Saudi Arabia like? So she tells me how movie theaters are banned and her husband smuggles R-rated movies to the house and how she just got the right to drive. And I was livid. I was like, what? How can they get away with that? And she's like, oh, wow, Fadi, who do you think you are? I smiled in my head for a second and I said, I am an American.
Awesome job. We're going to do a sponsor video.